What up, guys? Here's 50 tiny updates that would improve vanilla Minecraft. Put together by fellow YouTuber Xisumavoid, the Vanilla Tweaks data pack adds or changes very small things about your Minecraft experience. From different breaking animations, to giving old blocks 3D facelifts. From tool wrenches that modify blocks, to tools that change appearance depending on how weak they are. Bigger phantoms, decorative blocks, armor stand modeling, more recipes, the list goes on and on. Download the tweaks in the description below, but for now, let's dive into all 50 changes. And special thanks to our friends over at MCProHosting for sponsoring today's video. Make sure you watch to the end of the video for an awesome surprise. All right, well, we got the first 5 right here. Let's start with number 1, the numbered hotbar. Look at the hotbar down below. You can see that each one of these now has a number associated with it. Now, if you didn't know, if you play on the computer version of the game, you can actually switch to any of these numbered hotbar items at any time by pressing the number. And now you've got an easier way to identify what you press. Number 2 is the dot crosshair. Look at the very center of my screen. You should see a teensy little gray dot. Yeah. Normally it's bigger. In this little vanilla tweak, it's a lot smaller. It's a little less in the way. Number 3, the mining progress. Speaking of things no longer being in the way, the break animation on blocks has changed to be on the outside of whatever block it is you're breaking. So now you're not actually breaking the block in the sense that it's slowly cracking from the middle. You've got more of a progress bar along the sides of it so that you can tell the moment you're gonna get your hands on this block. And as you can see, if we were to do it with a block that takes a little bit longer to mine, it would take a little bit longer for that progress bar to get all the way to the end. Number 4, our dark UI. Y'all ready for this? Check it out. Ooh, hello darkness, my old friend. I've come to use you in my resource pack again. There's a full-blown dark UI change. All the buttons are a little bit darker, your inventory is darker, the crafting menu is darker, chest interface is darker. I mean, heck, every single new interface has been adjusted to be darker in-game. And we'll get to these guys a little bit later. Gosh, they're weird looking. Number 5, oak plank menu background. So, going further into the options, you can see that the background of the full-blown menu is now changed to have an oak plank background. Now, what you're seeing on screen currently is Xisuma's website where you can download the vanilla tweaks and actually choose the type of menu background you'd like to see. You don't have to go oak planks. You got a lot of options, baby. But hey, we opted for oak. Now, number 6 is lovely. Clearer water. We can see all the way through this water. We don't have any sort of water breathing effect on, no night vision on. This water is clear as day. Now, as you can see from the screenshot currently popped up on screen here, water does not normally look like this in your Minecraft world. So if you add the vanilla tweaks, you're able to get a good grip of what is going on in the depths at all times. Number 7, smoother font. Check it out. We've got every single letter displayed here in uppercase, lowercase numbers, as well as them all displayed in a sentence. Notice a little difference here. Compared to the normal Minecraft text, this has a lot more of a smoothness to it, so it should be a little bit easier for those that want to read, a little easier to read easier. Right. Number 8, circular sun and moon. Yes, mind blown. Check out this puppy. Oh my gosh, it's got curves. Well, somewhat. No longer are the sun and moon square. In this case, they took on more of a rounded shape. The moon, of course, being no exception to that rule. And if you were to see here, we can cycle through all the different moon phases, and you can see that they all have now taken on this roundish shape. Ooh, that new moon, that blue moon, it looked kind of scary, to be honest. Anyways, number 9, different stems for different plants. Melons, pumpkins, beetroots, etc. Here is what they look like normally. Little more familiar, huh? This is what you're used to seeing. But with the Tweaks resource pack, we are back to normal. And by normal, I mean better. However, the stems are not the only coloration changes that have been made. Leather armor is now entirely dyeable. Where normally, if you were to dye leather armor in-game, portions of it would remain that brown leather color. You no longer have to worry about it. Take any dye of your choice, and now the leather will take on essentially the full color of that. The only thing differing being some of the highlights of the armor itself. So now I've got on full black leather. Once again, this is how the armor normally looks in Minecraft. Same with the white armor over here. The resource pack changes these brown little highlights. So now all your armor stands with armor on them can look beautiful, just as number 11 will continue to help us do with armor stand statues. By installing the Vanilla Tweaks data pack, you'll get your hands on a special armor stand book. Now, this is a full-blown book system that's going to allow you to apply basic settings to nearby armor stands. It's got a clickable table of contents. So all you need to do is be near your armor stand of choice, check the target, make sure that it becomes highlighted as you're seeing right here, and that means you know that this armor stand is the one that is selected for all the various tricks you can do. For example, we can pose this guy. So let's go ahead and go to another page right here and give him a nice pose. How about he's running? Oh, nice. How about stargazing? What would stargaze? Ooh, wow. You see something good up there? Nice. Now, there's lots of different pages to this book that will allow you to do really cool things, such as make the armor stand face towards you wherever you're looking. You can hide the base plate on it, which you can see is actually what we've done right here. Before, the base plate wasn't there, and in a second, you'll see that it will appear. I pressed the wrong one. Yeah, but there it is. It's even got real intricate details, such as being able to mirror the arms of the same armor stand. However, I'm going to let you guys explore this full book on your own. Number 12 and number 13, although we'll start with number 12, transparent pumpkin overlays. If you didn't realize, you can wear pumpkins on your head, and normally when you do that, your vision is obscured. However, if you look closely, this pumpkin texture has been modified so that you can see outside of the dark edges of it. Even though you can still see the pumpkin face hanging out, you can still see that there's a chest in the corner and side of the screen, for example, or there's a lectern in the top right. The normal texture does not have this semi-transparency, so now you can fairly easily use this when fighting the Ender Dragon, for example, to keep yourself safe from Enderman. Now, shields work in a semi-similar fashion. As you can see here, the shield is somewhat invisible, and when we hold it up, we can see right through it as well. Whoa, and we got a new advancement. That's right, there's even new advancements in the Vanilla Tweaks data pack. But this is awesome. Now you don't have to worry about the shield getting in your way of being able to see everything, which it obviously does. Although now it looks like you've got a ghost shield, so it's just a matter of taste, really. It makes sense that number 13 was something really spooky. Number 14, not as spooky. Clean end rods. The end rod texture has been adjusted to get rid of the purple/gray little end on the side of it that acts as the stand for the rod, so that you can now decorate with cleaner looking end rods. They now look like full-blown poles that you can vault across, as an example. Even placing them down singularly, you can tell the difference. They no longer have that specific block on their side. I happen to really like it because it allows you to make a lot more symmetrical shapes because you don't have to worry about the ends of these things being on one side. This is a perfectly evened out block. Number 15 is amazing. Get a load of all of these. Diminishing tools. The idea here is depending on the durability of your weapon, the actual texture of the weapon will change as well. So here's a nice clean iron sword, hasn't seen any combat yet. However, the more you use this sword, the more and more damage the texture of the sword will get until it's basically down to a little nub. Looking closely here, you'll see that it has a ton of different variants for various different tools in game. Hoes, axes, shovels, bows, even shears all have slight changes to what their damage variants look like. But I want to really show you what this looks like. So check out my hotbar at the bottom of the screen as we just go to town using this hoe all over the place. You're going to slowly start to see the hoe lose its durability as well as its specific texturing the moment we reach those weaker levels. Look at that, until it's completely gone. Now, number 16 here is a durability ping. When your durability on your tools reach a certain level, you will actually get notified via an advancement that pops up that lets you know that the durability on your tool is quite low. You see, there it is right there. So you gotta watch out. But at least it tells you on screen in case you're not paying any attention. Number 17, 3D iron bars. We're gonna be seeing a lot of this in just a second. But pay close attention to what it is we're looking at here. These iron bars actually have a little bit of a third dimension to them. You can see that there is width to these bars. Now what you're seeing is what they look like without any resource pack. And you can see that the bars on the sides are paper thin, essentially. So you're gonna wanna keep that in mind. Alongside number 18 here, which is 3D ladders. Again, this is currently no resource pack. You can see right past this ladder. In fact, it kind of even goes invisible if you walk perfectly to the right side. However, with the resource pack, it's a completely different story. Yo, nice depth, baby. Mind if I climb ya? Same goes for number 19, 3D doors. Similar to the bars and the ladder over there, there is now certain width to these doors. You can now see the indentations within the dark oak door, or between the insides of the iron door, the little grooves on the spruce door, as well as on the birch, regular, acacia, jungle, etc. These are beautiful. Once again, here's a reminder of what they normally look like. Completely lame. There's no depth to them at all. No width on the inside. It's all just a 2D mess. No one likes it. No one likes you guys. You guys should go away. And naturally, number 20 is going to be 3D trapdoors. Similar process. I'll spare you the trouble. They're now 3D. Boom, baby. You guys trust me? Okay, how about something that alters gameplay? Number 21. The Thunder Shrine. Ooh. Not bad. All you gotta do is place a glass block on top of a diamond block and then drop an offering to your Thunder Shrine right on top. The moment you do that, a great storm will be initiated by the ritual of dropping another star on top of a diamond block that has a glass block on top of it. But hey, this is a great way to trigger weather in game, and you never know when you're gonna need a thunderstorm. You might need to put out a fire very quickly that's gone out of control. Oh gosh, maybe you want phantoms to start hanging out around you. This is bad. You'll see why with those guys soon. Oh my gosh, everyone come out to play in the rain. Number 22, multiplayer sleeping. Normally, if you want to turn night to day, you gotta get into bed. But if you're on a server, everyone needs to get into bed at once. And while we unfortunately cannot demonstrate this right now because there's no one on my single player world, if you did have this set up on a server, only one player would need to hop into bed in order to, well, you know, turn a day. So pretend there's someone else on the server right now. We're going to bed. If there was another player roaming around, it'd be no problem. See, it says Logdotzip went to bed. Sweet dreams. And day is suddenly set. This is done using a data pack. So now you can go back to day without needing to bug your friends to get back in bed. Alternatively though, if you decide to keep things at night, you better watch out for number 23, bigger phantoms. The longer you stay awake in game, the bigger the phantoms that spawn will become. So you could, in theory, run into some phantoms of this size, strength, and caliber if you did not hit that bed at least somewhat periodically. All I really want to do is ride this thing. This would be the best mount in the world. Gosh. Let me see if I can... Okay, well, either the big ones don't burn or something's going wrong, but I'm hoping it's the latter. No, not this ladder. Number 24, built-in coordinates. With this data pack installed, typing in /trigger space ch_toggle, as you can see down there, will actually give you working coordinates at all times wherever you are in game. As you can see down there by my armor and health, we've got built-in working coordinates at all times. That will also show you the direction that you're currently facing and the in-game time. Currently, the in-game time is not moving, but that's because we've just set it so that it doesn't move. If we were to go ahead and adjust that, you could see that we now have the time moving quite quickly, in fact. This is the speed of a Minecraft minute, so 10 minutes has already gone by. Oh, thank goodness. If you wanted to get rid of this at any time, you would just type in the same /trigger space ch_toggle. This is gonna be a fantastic way of getting your coordinates without having to press the messy, nasty, dirty F3 screen that nobody actually likes. But if you wanna get rid of it, just type in the very same trigger and the text will slowly disappear. Speaking of, number 25 is an additional trigger, the ability to set homes in game as well as to warp to those homes. It's quite easy. Wherever you decide you want to call your home, all you gotta do is type in /trigger set home, and just like that, your home is set. Now you have a certain amount of homes that are remaining that you can use. We don't want to max them out necessarily, but if you ever wanted to get back to your home, you would just type in trigger set or trigger home, and look, we instantly get teleported right back to where we were. Typing set home in a new location and then teleporting it will take you to that new location. It's a little OP, I'm not gonna lie, but hey, it's built in and you may as well use it at that point, right? Especially if you happen to die with a whole bunch of good items on you, like a grass block and some seeds. Right, whatever. Well, number 26 and number 27 solves that problem for you. It's graves. Bam! We've died. On death, you'll get the coordinates to your grave's location, which you can see in the bottom left of the screen. And more importantly, when you get there, there's an actual grave that's been left behind. This grave will keep your items safe until you are nearby enough to claim everything from whence it buried. Did that sentence make sense? I don't know, whatever. Point is, get near your grave, sneak on top of it. You'll get every single thing that you died with, including number 27, a player head. You can see here, we've got my own skull after dying. It even says Logdotzip's head killed by Logdotzip, which means when you die now, you've got an opportunity for this kill message to show whatever mob happened to kill you. Maybe it was all these cows. Speaking of, number 28, silence mobs. Ugh, these cows are ridiculous. Now all you need to do to silence them is name a name tag, silence me, and then use the name tag on the mobs. You'll get a brief highlight showing that the mob has now been silenced, which means they will not make any more noise in-game until you rename the mob. And you can instantly tell what mobs have already been named by hovering your mouse over them and seeing if they've been silenced. And so now listen, not even when they walk around do you hear anything. Sweet, sweet sanctuary. Oh, number 29. Sorry, it's loud. 3D sugarcane. See, look, more 3D stuff. I'm not going to show you what it looks like normally. Just know that 3D sugarcane is now 3D. Or 2D sugarcane is now 3D. Still works the same. Can still be crafted the same way. You know, now it's in 3D. Kind of looks like bamboo. In a similar vein, number 30 is 3D lily pads. They now have some depth underneath them as well. So you can actually manage to see what's going on the bottom side of these lily pads. Well, you can't really see what's on the bottom side of them, but you can more or less see the bottom. We've already made it through 30. And so while there's still 20 to go to cover in today's video, I'd like to let you guys know if you haven't already seen them, I've got so many more videos like this on the channel, including the one you're seeing on screen right now. 25 tiny ways to improve Minecraft, which adds in some fun new mobs, brand new items like rope, cave updates, and so much more. So if you want to see that, you can click the I in the corner. For now, back to what we're doing here. Number 31, more mob heads. As you know, in game, you can get a creeper skull, a zombie, a skeleton, and wither skeleton skull. You get this one from wither skeletons, and you get the other 3 from blowing them up around charged creepers. Well, now we got a whole mess more. Ooh, look at all these. Whether it's a Ravager from the new update, parrots, iron golems, God, wandering traders, zombie horses, phantoms, pandas, pufferfish, bats, ender dragons. Oh, I forgot about that one. That one's already in game. As well as very, very many more. And they work in a similar manner. They act as a rare drop. And you can also get them with player heads too, as you saw with the grave earlier on. So now you've got even more trophy hunting to do. Maybe we'll get a shulker head from number 33 here, which is a change to shulkers. Namely, they always drop 2 shulker shells now. Count them 1, 2. Makes sense. They have 2 shells to begin with, so you know it's good. It's good. You know what else is good? The Ender Dragon, because now the Ender Dragon hooks it up on death. Number 34. The Ender Dragon now drops Elytra. I don't know how you say it. Don't need to. Check it out. We got ourselves some new Elytra. Or Elytra. Anyways, these ones look a little bit more like dragon wings, which I guess makes sense. You've killed the dragon to get them, and it's an easier way to get your hands on aerial transportation. The moment you beat the final technical boss in the game, it makes sense. Look, people are gonna be mad that you get them before you reach the end cities, but hey, once you get your first pair, the rest are really easy to get, so we may as well make it easier to get the first pair to begin with. Oh, yeah, oops, that was number 35, too. That my wings look cool now. Sorry, guys, you gotta deal with it. You're probably wondering what happened to 32. Yep, we went out of order, oops. It's just as well, these guys are, like, really creepy looking. They're new villager types, and they've got special mini blocks for sale. Sand, red sand, dirt, mycelium, melons, hay bales. You even got purpur, hardened clay, red mushroom blocks, etc. Now, you noticed you need sapphire gems to make these trades happen. Well, needless to say, you can get your sapphire gems quite easily. They, alongside numerous other gem types, now will randomly spawn in dungeon loot, desert temples, mine shafts, etc. Ooh, this time we got a topaz. Nice aquamarine gems in that one. We got some topaz in that guy, and hey, there's our sapphires. Not bad. With enough of them in hand, you can go back to these new villagers and get your hands on some very special decorative blocks. Pumpkin and grass from you. Let's grab some bricks. I'll take a mini obsidian, thank you very much. And once you've got these in place, you can decorate to your heart's content. Look at them. They're honestly so adorable. Oh my gosh. Oh wow. Builders rejoice. Heck, you could even place the gems down if you so please. That's nice. You could make for some really cool looking treasure rooms with all this. Stay away from my gems. Oh, and you can wear them. Right, I totally forgot about that. Anyways, we're now on number 36. Sorry for going out of order before, but 36 is the wrench. Very useful tool that you're able to get with the data pack. Now, what does it do? Well, it allows you to change the state of certain block types by simply right-clicking them. And notice, we are now able to change the rotation of these blocks to match our needs. The designs, oh yeah. Oh yeah, baby, this is good. Much easier than having to mine and replace and mine. If this was actually in game, I would use terracotta blocks, but otherwise there's such a pain in the booty to get done and placed right, it's just not worth it for me. But now you can do it with a simple right click. It doesn't get much better than that. Doesn't work on other blocks though. I suppose why would it? 37, clean redstone wires. No longer does it look natural and arguably gross. I don't mind how it looks naturally, but this is a lot cleaner of a way to tell where your redstone is and what it's doing for you. That's because the new texture also shows off the power level of the redstone. From 0 up to 15, this will show you how powerful your specific redstone dust line is. This one's right next to the redstone block powering it, which means it's got a power of 15. Move one block away, 14. Move another block away, you've got 13, another 12, etc. 11, 10, 9, all the way down. And the power signal gets weaker and weaker the further away it is from the source, which is also number 38. The power levels that we were just talking about. Gosh, I'm bad at this stuff. Sorry, guys. Number 39, directional hoppers. Oh, yeah. On the sides of hoppers, you'll now see an arrow showing you what direction the bottom of the hopper is feeding into. And in addition, you can see that the arrows are also on the top part of the hopper. So at any moment, you can instantly tell the direction that the hopper is feeding. It's worth noting that if it's not a directional and it's simply feeding downwards, it won't have an arrow there. And it won't have any arrows on the side. So if you don't see an arrow, that means it's going straight down. But in any other direction, you can tell right away which way it's going. Number 40, better observers. Not only are there now redstone indicators on the sides and the top of the observer to let you know when it's powered and what direction it's looking, but the observer's got a hilarious new face when it detects a block update. Y'all ready? Don't blink. It's quick. Luckily, our editor Kev has introduced a nice freeze frame for you so you can see the shock value of this observer when it's finally gotten its own facelift. Thanks, Kev. Now, speaking of lifting faces, number 41 has everything to do with pistons. Sticky pistons, to be exact. The face lifter, because it lifts blocks and blocks have face. Anyways, check it out. The sides of them now have stickiness on them, where normally you wouldn't see that. See, here's what the normal texture pack looks like. No stickiness on the sides, which means that if this block was in theory a block that you could not see through, you'd have no instant way of telling if this was a regular piston or a sticky piston. But hey, because of this simple change, it's easy enough. We're down to the final stretch. Number 42 through 50 will be new crafting recipes you can get your hands on if you install these tweaks into your world. Most of these are going to be very quick fire, so we'll make the first couple, but the rest we're just going to show you the recipe for them. First things first, 6 oak planks will now get you 12 oak trap doors. What a lovely change. All you got to do is make them as you normally would, and the recipe's been changed to give you way more trap doors than you're normally used to getting. I mean, it makes sense they don't use that much wood to begin with. Now, here's another one. 4 oak logs in a 2x2 will get you oak wood. This one makes perfect sense to me. Oak wood is slightly different in that on every single side of the wood, you have the bark texture. Fantastic. Now you can make seamless trees, branches to your heart's content. This one's a favorite of mine. You can now use any type of terracotta alongside dye to re-dye it into whatever that dye color is. So if you've got a whole bunch of extra terracotta, or maybe you're in the mesa, you no longer need the regular type alone. You can use any type to get the color you want. You can now craft diamond horse armor using diamonds and a saddle in the design seen as such. Now that one makes perfect sense to me. How about this guy? Ooh. Blue ice will turn into 9 packed ice. So if you ever find a glacier, you can very quickly get a whole mess of ice blocks by collecting the blue ice. This is essentially an easy way to stack like almost 10 stacks of blocks into one single blue ice stack. Good stuff. Nether wart block you can now turn back into nether wart. We've actually done a video on this. In fact, it was the one I mentioned earlier, so don't forget to click that eye in the corner. Now over here we've got 2x2 flint turning back into gravel. Currently you can't do that. And using this recipe you now can. Hooray! And finally, recipe-wise, you can turn tube corals and tube coral fans into tube coral blocks, which is quite convenient given there's a whole nice underwater coral reef right here. Now, as it currently stands, I believe you need a silk touch item in order to collect tube coral, because even the shears aren't grabbing them, but if you do get your hands on that, you now have an infinite source of these brand new coral blocks from 1.13. But hey guys, you made it through all 50. Let us know in the comment section below which one of these features was your favorite. Check out the download below as well. We'll see you later. Hey guys, thanks for making it to the end of today's video, and a special thank you to our friends over at MCProHosting for sponsoring today's video. If you didn't know, MCProHosting is the largest Minecraft server host, and not only do they have amazing configurations for iOS, Android, Bedrock, and the Java versions of the game, but they offer extensive modded support as well. So grab your very own Minecraft server. Check out the description of today's video for an awesome discount code. It's Logdotzip for 25% off of your first month's hosting. And with that, my friends, check out this amazing Minecraft animation.
A dash of blood and a lot of memory. Aha! It's done!
What are you making?
It's the terrifyingly new witch plan from MCProHosting. 70 players are just screaming to play on your new Minecraft server. They're screaming for other reasons too. With the hauntingly chunky 4 gigabytes of RAM, nothing will stand in the way of your spine-tingling adventures. You can get all of this for the wicked price of only $19.99. The value is enough to scare the skin off your bones. Sorry, Billy. The Witch Plan from MCProHosting. Get it now at MCProHosting.com.